He just called his grandpa his roommate. That's kind of funny, especially as like a 13 to 18-year-old. You can't call your grandpa your roommate. He's your guardian. He's taking care of you. What's up, guys? It is your favorite ex-investment banker, Jerome, back at it with another video. We're gonna be doing something a little bit different today. I know I say that literally all the time, but this time we're actually doing something different. I don't know. Hopefully this works out. Hopefully it's gonna be like a long-lasting series. We'll see. Today we're gonna be doing a reaction video. Not just any old reaction video. I'm gonna be reacting to CNBC's Millennial Money. Let's talk about it. What else is an ex-investment banker going to do? We're going to talk about other people's finances, what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong, and see how that goes. Quick announcement before we get into it. Brand new podcast just launched on the channel, the 9 Degrees podcast. It's not going to be weekly releases. They're going to be periodic, probably about like once a month or so to start. And it's with 3 of my best friends in this world. We all went to high school together, and it's called the 9 Degrees podcast because between the 4 of us, we've got 9 degrees. And that effectively just means that we're all pure narcissists, and we love hearing ourselves talk. But it's fun. We talk about all sorts of things, tech, finance, pop culture. Check it out if you want to. Like I said, you can catch the audio version on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, CastBox, all the different podcast platforms and things. Video version one day later right here on this YouTube channel. And if you want to talk to us in between episodes, make sure to come join the Discord. We're going to be chatting in there. We're going to be talking about episodes in there. We're going to be talking about random things that happen every month in there. So make sure you don't miss out on that. I will put the link, the invite link, down below. Okay, reaction. This first one that we're doing, this is a guy that makes $220,000 a year and still lives at home with his parents. Looks like an Indian dude, South Asian. I'm 27 years old. My parents keep telling me every single day to move home. I mean, I don't think it's that crazy for Asian cultures. I've lived in Japan. I was born in India. And yeah, like a lot of times, especially boys, they don't move out of their parents' home literally until they get married usually. So it's not that crazy. But I digress. Maybe people here in America think it's crazy. I'm not going to lie. If it made sense for me to move back in with my parents and I could save $3,000 a month in rent, I'd honestly consider it. I don't know. But let's get right into the video. Of course, when I need it to work, it doesn't work. It's as if playback doesn't begin shortly. Try restarting your device. All right, well, I guess I got to restart my device. I'll be right back.
The fact that I'm living with my parents, there's a lot of stigma attached to it. There is a cultural aspect to it where it is required that you take care of your parents. It's a choice. It's a choice that I made to be with my parents, and I'm grateful for this choice. I'm able to...
Wait, I'm confused already. First off, I'd like to say, didn't I literally say that there's a cultural aspect to it? I literally said that in the intro, so go me. Clearly I know what I'm talking about. Second question, he said it's required, and then he immediately said it's a choice. Anyway, just something to point out.
Save living with my family. I've been able to build a real estate portfolio with 4 investment properties, looking at the 5th one. And I do think my relationship now has been the best with my parents than it has been before. My name is Sal Khan. I am 31 years old. I make $220,000 a year, and I live with my parents in Houston, Texas.
Wait, he literally right then and there said that he's got 4 investment properties? Okay, well, this is why you live with your parents. You save all this money on rent. Like, I pay $3,000 a month in rent, right? Imagine, I'm 27, this guy said he's 31. Imagine how many thousands of dollars he has saved. Honestly, this genius.
In tech sales for a software company out in the Bay Area. My base salary is $155,000. The rest is just bonus and commissions. I'm on a 70-30 plan, which means my total comp is 230, but that doesn't mean that I'm capped at 230. I can always exceed the bonuses, and it really just depends.
I just realized I'm watching it on 1.5. Guys, I watch all of my content on 1.5. So it is what it is, okay? Don't make fun of me. I watch all of my content on 1.5. I will slow it down for you guys. We can watch it at 1. Ooh, this makes more sense. Because he has the option to work remotely, he's living at home with his parents. This makes sense. Living at home with his parents makes $220,000 a year. I mean, I don't know about you guys. Indian parents typically are not going to charge you rent. I mean, of course, it's going to depend on like the family and all that. My parents would never charge me rent. So all that 220, like, okay, he pays for taxes. Maybe he buys groceries every once in a while. And maybe he helps out with like rent and utilities and that stuff. Not from like, I don't know. My family doesn't operate like that. But yeah, that means like the 220 that he's making a year is like after taxes just all going into his pocket, buying real estate, buying whatever he wants, probably taking his parents on vacation. Maybe he can pay off their home. This is genius. Everyone should do this.
One of the things that they've mentioned to me earlier is if you have savings, start off real estate investing ASAP. My goal was like to make sure I can have enough savings to go get my first property. For my 4 properties, the approximate net income will be $8,000 for the year.
Guys, $8,000 a month in rental income. Let's do some quick math. 8,000 times 12, what is that? 96 grand plus the 220 that he's making over $300,000 a year because he lives at home with his parents. Well, okay, not everyone's going to have a $220,000 software job. I get it. That's fine. But he's still making $100,000 a year just in rental property solely because he's been able to save money by living at home.
Because of the relationship that we have, it's not like a specific that I have to pay this bills. My parents are very relaxed. So let's say if my parents go grocery shopping, they're not going to give me like a bill and say, oh, this is the things that we.
Didn't I call it? I literally said that. I've said my family's just like this.
For you. Every month I try to give my mother $200 just like a gift. There has been a couple expenses here and there for my parents' medical, so I was able to foot the bill. I would say my biggest splurge would be eating.
Okay, let's break this down. Housing, so that's his mortgage that he's paying. I would be curious as to what that is, because if they're all rental properties, shouldn't they be breaking even, and like, shouldn't he be making the money back? So maybe one of them is doesn't have a tenant right now or in December 2023. I mean, that's not crazy. Food, I mean, as much as I would love to say like, yo man, $1,600 a month on food is crazy. Like, you guys saw the video that I made about my investment banking budget, and I spent $17,000 on food in a year. So food and drinks, like, especially if you're going out with your friends a lot, you have a lot of disposable income, it adds up real quick. I can't get mad at that. Discretionary looks like medical and car stuff. Okay, it is very nice of him to be paying for his parents' medical bills and stuff. Gas, parking, yeah, you should be paying for your gas and parking. Like, yeah, come on. Student loans, $234. Honestly, pretty cheap for student loans. Not gonna lie, pretty cheap. Gym membership, $11 a month. Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, $6,000 a month when he's making $220,000. This is not bad. That means in a full year he's spending 72 grand out of his $300,000 salary, including the rental income. That is phenomenal. The one thing that I would say is, yeah, like, even though your parents don't charge you rent, even though, you know, you have a lot of money. You have a lot of money. Maybe you should pitch in a little bit more than $200 a month as a gift for your mom, you know? Give her $1,000, like, call that rent. I don't know. I'm sure if I was in this situation, I would do the exact same thing. So I can't really say much.
It was new for me, and I just took it on myself. I didn't hire a property manager. I wanted to do it on my own. I couldn't find a lot of people that would be willing to kind of move in the suburbs. And lo and behold, my sister was in Chicago, and she had always wanted to move to Houston.
Wait. So the first tenant that he has is his sister? I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, this is probably fine, but like, I don't know. Renting to family, this feels like it could get tricky pretty quickly, right? Like, you rent to your family. I mean, as a landlord, like, you want to increase your rent every year, but it's your sister. I don't know. I personally would never recommend this. This feels, I don't know. It just feels like you're asking for something to go wrong, to to end up in a fight with your sister, you know? Also, it's like if you're the landlord, if something breaks in the house, like it's your house, like do you have to, you know what I mean? Like you as the landlord have to pay for the maintenance to get done because it's your rental property. But it's also like, this just gets real complicated. That's all I'm saying. I wouldn't do this.
Like the typical landlord relationship is not there, because she's my sister. It's more casual. It's a good relationship, and I'm really happy that I got to help my sister and she got to help me.
I mean, that's a good way to put it. He's helping her because she needed a place to live. She's helping him because he couldn't find a tenant. That's fair. Now, this is interesting. He bought 3 other properties nowhere near where he lived. He bought one in Florida, one in Arizona, one in California. That's a ballsy move. I mean, good on him because clearly it's working out, but not being able to check in on your property all the time, that would scare me.
When I was between the ages of 13 and 18, my parents were going back and forth. So we had some of the family here, and then I was the only one back there because I was still waiting for my sponsorship. I did miss my parents a lot. My mom would come in maybe for the summers, and then I was there for the most part. So I got independent quite early. But over there, I did have my grandpa. He was my roommate.
He just called his grandpa his roommate. That's kind of funny, especially as like a 13 to 18-year-old. You can't call your grandpa your roommate. He's your guardian. He's taking care of you. That's funny.
I came to US when I was 3 months shy of 21 years old.
Over $22,000 in student loans. Brother, that's nothing. That's nothing. Let me tell you, back in my day, and I know you're older than me, but back in my day, when I graduated, I had $111,000 in loans. Right now, I've got about 90. 22,000. CNBC, not worth putting in this video. 22,000, that's nothing.
I have over $200,000 saved, and that's where I am in the process of getting another property, a duplex here in Houston that I'm actively...
Wait. I missed those numbers. We got to go back for a second. Okay, he's got $212,000 in a Robinhood portfolio. That's really good. 46 in Wealthfront, also really good, and 37 in retirement savings. That's interesting. So that makes me think he's not putting a lot of money in his 401k. Obviously, it doesn't really matter because he's putting investments in other places and whatnot. But, I mean, is that smart? I guess it depends. You don't have to put your money in a 401k. The one thing I would say about a 401k, retirement savings fund, whatever, is your employer typically tends to match some portion, right? So I would think if you're getting some sort of employer match, you should have way more than $37,000 in 8 years. That means he's just not put very much money in retirement savings, and you're leaving a lot of money on the table. If your employer is going to match like 4%, you should be putting at least 4% of your salary in every single year, no matter what. So maybe that's the one criticism I have. It seems like you've got a lot of disposable income. You may be missing out on that match.
I do plan to move out eventually. I'm thinking in the next...
I hope so.
2 to 5 years. I don't have a specific timeline yet. I think for me, it's really more about the financial target.
How long do you guys think he's been saying like he's going to move out in 2 to 5 years? Like what if he just says that every single year? He's just like, yeah, Dad, I'm going to move out in the next 2 to 5 years. Fast forward 10 years. Yeah, Dad, I'm going to move out in 2 to 5 years.
I do want to get to at least $2 million in assets before I move out. So that's my personal goal. I do want to bring in my parents, and that's only because I do take care of them. They love living with me. They have explicit...
$2 million in assets before he moves out. That's not a crazy number. He has 4 rental properties. How's he not hit that already? I guess maybe minus the mortgage amount. 4 properties, $500,000 a house is not crazy. Maybe he's getting rid of the liabilities there for all you accountants.
Especially as they get older, there are definitely more needs, and for me, that's like my biggest honor. Like I get to be with them and spend more time. So that's the idea here, where we do move out, it'll be with me, and we'll go from there.
It's a good video. I like these millennial money videos. I don't know if you guys have watched these videos before, but it's interesting to see what people do with their money and stuff. Well, this was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button down below, subscribe to the channel, make sure you do all the things. Check out the 9 Degrees podcast. Like I said, it's brand new. We're trying to build a following there. Go to the Discord, join, chat with us, just talk all sorts of pop culture and current events and things that are happening. I'm your favorite ex-investment banker, Jerome, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
Wait.